What's up, my epic gamer dudes? How did you like that intro? Okay, so today we're going to be doing a Let's Play of Pokemon Crystal version because it's just what I was in the mood for. No, it's just going to be me today because, yeah, we wanted to see how this thing worked out by itself, and yeah, we'll see if it goes anywhere. Now, you'll have to forgive me if the banter isn't as highbrow as you're used to, like based on our other videos, but you know, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. So, yeah, I'm gonna try and make this run a little different to most ones, just because I'm gonna be basing my Pokemon team on Mystic Umbreon's video where he tries to pick the worst possible team to use in a Gold Silver Crystal run. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting, to put it lightly. So in case you haven't seen the video, I'll probably leave a link in the description below. He ditches the starter, so I'll probably be picking a Chikorita, just so he gets the Typhlosion at the end game to make it as difficult as possible. And yes, I'll be ditching that and picking up a Sentret, I think that's what it's called? Yeah, Sentret, early on in the game. So that's gonna make just the whole run unbearable. But yeah, he's probably one of the better members of the team, so isn't that just fun? Oh god, what am I doing to myself? Yeah, also there's probably not going to be any battling this episode, just because I've got to be rushing through the start of the game, just so I can get to the part where I can buy Pokeballs, or I'm given Pokeballs for free. I can't remember exactly how it works in this. But yeah, we'll try and do that as quickly as possible, so the episode shouldn't be too long. And then we can get onto the fun stuff later, where you watch me beat my head against a wall because the grinding is so bad. But hey, that's what you're here for. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking about some of the differences between the originals, so Gold and Silver, and the sister game, which is this one. Honestly, there's really not that many. It's one of Game Freak's just little excuses to try and get more money off kids, which, I mean, people keep falling for it, so good on them for making it work, I suppose, but fuck them as well. Yeah, so one of the main differences from the originals and this one is that all the Pokemon get a really nice little animation at the start of each battle, which looks really good, especially with the pixelated art. And curiously, it's like never been properly repeated in the series. Like in, what is it? Like Diamond, Pearl, and all that. They basically have two different images of the sprites, and they just buffer between the two and then rotate the image a bit. It does pretty much the same thing, but it does look a hell of a lot cheaper. But I believe the reason that they didn't repeat it was because it took so long to animate for each individual Pokemon design, which, I mean, is fair enough. It would take a hell of a long time to do it for each individual one. But it does look really good, and you're going to see some of them a bit later in the episode. But getting back to the game, so we're just about to choose one of our starter Pokemon, but as I said before, we're going to be getting rid of it, just because, yeah, we're following the Mystic Umbreon video, and he doesn't use any of the starters because they're too good. Like, yeah, even Chikorita, which is, oh my god. Like, I remember playing through with Chikorita on one of my Heart Gold saves, and I got to the 8th gym, so a Dragon Gym, with, Meganium as my main boy, as the highest level Pokemon on my party, and I couldn't beat her. It was just way too hard, and I think the thought process was, fuck it, it's too hard, let's do something else. Which, yeah, I wouldn't blame anyone else for. It's just a ridiculously shit Pokemon. And speaking of shit Pokemon, our team is gonna have a huge number of them, really. So, yeah, as I said earlier, our first Pokemon we're going to be getting, for the team at least, is going to be Ferret. Is that... yeah, I think that's what it's called. I really need to check this shit up before I start recording myself. Yeah. Anyway, normal type, really crap attack, really crap defense, both regular and special. Okay speed, as far as I'm aware. And the only saving grace is it's got quite a wide variety of moves it can learn, just because of its normal typing, basically. And yeah, I guess that's the main reason that people use it as a HM slave. It's probably the best HM slave in all of Pokemon, right next to B-Barrel. And here we have our first Pokemon battle in the game. Yeah, as I was saying before, the Pokemon has a little animation which is unique to each Pokemon type in the game, which it's just a really good feature that I wish they brought back to later games. I mean, I suppose the 3D models in more modern games are pretty impressive in their own right, but it's just got none of the charm that these ones have. So yeah, next Pokemon game should definitely be pixelated. Definitely go back to 16-bit and go back to the roots. Yeah, another little feature that I really like in the older school games is that there's not as much progression gating. So in Heart Gold Soul Silver, just as you walk into this city, the old man there kind of ambushes you and takes you around everything and holds your hand a bit too much and shows you what a Pokemon Center is, what a Pokemon is, and then he gives you the running shoes at the end. Which, I mean, I suppose it's worth the running shoes. Running shoes are really good, and they really needed them in the older games, because walking around is so slow. That's actually one of the few features I've grown to appreciate with the newer games, is it's just that you actually have running shoes, like, off the bat. Like, I remember when I first booted up, which game was it? It was X and Y, I think. And yeah, you can just run immediately, and that's... wow, that felt amazing at the time. Because usually, like, in the earlier games, it took so long to get the running shoes sometimes. Like, in Black and White, you had to go past a whole city and do a bunch of rival fights, and you had to meet Team Plasma for the first time, and it's like, can I just have the running shoes, please? Oh, dear me. Yeah, well, at least they did learn some things from the older games. Like, they also got rid of HMs, which were... did anyone ask for HMs? I can't believe it took them so long to realise that people don't actually like having to swap out members of their party to shove on some crappy Pokemon just to use HMs. It's such a time waster, and it annoyed so many people. But how did it get better? Sorry, it got worse before it got better. So, Gen 1, you had Cut, and Cut was only like the main one you had to use to get through the game. There was a bit of Rock Smash and Strength, but it wasn't too bad. Oh, and Surf, of course, but you gotta use Surf in every Pokemon game, and Surf's like a high power move, so people don't tend to mind about that one. But after that, it was about the same in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Kind of annoying, but not dreadful. And then it goes just a step further in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. It just becomes a bit more obnoxious. And then in the Sinnoh region, I have no idea what the fuck they were thinking, because they add so many HMs, that you've got to have sometimes 2 or 3 Pokemon to use all your HMs on, just so you can get through a route. Victory Road, especially, is just an absolute motherfucker for most people to get through. Also, side note, I'd like to amend my earlier point about saying how HMs weren't too bad in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Yeah, they are. And it's not quite on the level of Sinnoh bad, but it's... yeah, there's a lot of shit you have to do. You gotta use Whirlpool and things like that, and who the fuck wants to use Whirlpool? It's such a terrible move by itself. Maybe we should talk about the game, though, now. I realise there hasn't been, like, any battles of any importance because we're getting rid of Chikorita. Or Nerd, triple exclamation mark, triple question mark. I believe I said that in the right order. But right now, we're just about to have our first rival fight. And speaking of the rival, he's okay, you know. He's better than my friend Hal. I'll give him that. Not that I don't think anyone's worse than my friend Hal, though. To be fair, actually, Hop maybe. That's a toughie. All the new rivals fucking suck. This guy is just kind of a douche, though. He's like, he takes all the worst character traits of Blue, and none of the good ones, and he just kind of, yeah, he sucks, kind of, not really, maybe. He's worse than Blue. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, in this fight, there's really not much you can do other than just tackle and then get tackled until one of the Pokemon dies. It's riveting gameplay, I know. I'm right on the edge of my seat just doing it right now. I'm wondering at the moment whether I should do this run with no items in battle, so not using any potions or things like that, other than Pokeballs, of course, to catch Pokemon. I don't know, I'll think about that and get back to that on the next episode. Yeah, we obviously won there because he sucks ass. I mean, I suck ass too, but you know. But yeah, going back to the point about the rivals in later games being crap, it's the same with the HMs. It gets worse before it gets better. So in Gen 2, it's a bit worse than Gen 1. In Gen 3, it's a lot worse than Gen 2. May is an absolutely awful rival. And Wally, at least in Ruby, the original Ruby and Sapphire, Wally really sucks. But they really change him around in the final battle, at least in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. So there's that advantage there. Anyway, I think we're going to end off the episode here. So next time on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, we're going to do the thing where we do the thing.